It's that time for another edition of the Roadrunners Coaches Corner, the show where we get you caught up on MSU Denver sports. We're here live at the Tivoli Tap House, as we are every Monday, so make sure you come out 5:30, 6 p.m., as we'll be doing the show simulcasted with the Met Sports Show, which you can listen to, mymetmedia.com/listen on Met Radio. I'm Stephen Priest, and alongside me today is my usual co-host, Brandon Stowell to my right, Hector Venegas to my left. On today's show, we will welcome in Coach Jeremy Tittle of your men's soccer team to talk to us about his first weekend in RMAC play. We'll also bring in softball coach Annie Van Wetzinga, and she'll inform us on what her athletes are doing in the off-season. And we'll also bring in the man of the hour, Hayden Rus, goalkeeper of your men's soccer team, to give you a quick recap to let you know how his weekend went. And we'll also give you a quick recap of how things went this past weekend in Roadrunner sports. The volleyball team started conference play this past weekend at home and came away with 2 victories after defeating Regis University and Chadron State. Sophomore sensation Santasia Sturgis came up big for the red and blue against the Rangers, crushing 14 kills and recording 9 digs. The following night belonged to junior right side hitter Ryan Herdeman, who pounded a season-high 17 kills, hitting an impressive 53% in the 3-1 win over the Eagles. Our tennis team, led by Coach Daniel Hangstuffer, had a fantastic showing at the MSU Denver Invitational that took place at the Regency Athletic Complex this past weekend. In an all-Metro Championship match, junior Courtney Wright bested freshman Tabitha Porter 7-5, 6-1 in the Flight A bracket. For the men, senior Josh Grates won all 4 of his matches to earn the Flight A championship. Check out roadrunnersathletics.com for the full tennis results. And finally, from golf, our Roadrunners, led by Coach Ben Porty, finished in a tie for second place at the Rangers Invite in Aurora. Freshman Jennifer Hankins stole the show on day 2 by shooting an incredible 66, winning the individual championship and also earning an RMAC Golfer of the Week. We will now bring in Coach Jeremy Tittle joining us today on the show. Thanks so much, Coach, again for joining us and taking the time. How you doing today?
I'm all right, Stephen. Thanks.
We have some fries for you too, Coach, if you like.
Fries, yes. I'm probably going to eat all of that as soon as I'm done.
Well, I saved you have a sandwich, so if you want,
you guys
can
are
go ahead
stuck
and eat it.
on this, and I'm going to take that basket with me.
Might as well, but let's get right into it, Coach. Let's talk about Colorado Mesa, that matchup. It seemed quite chippy. You guys went 110 minutes of scoreless action. Give us some of your thoughts from that game on Friday.
You know, it's always a competitive match with Mesa. They're a good program. We were up for the challenge, and, we had a red card go against us, 20, 25 minutes into the game, and we changed what we were doing, obviously, right away, and then reorganized at halftime and put in I don't know that I could ask for any more effort and the organization with which we played the rest of the game to manage a game to a draw with 10 guys against that level of opponent for as many minutes as we did. That's a big feat. I think our guys deserve big acknowledgement for that.
Now, Coach, in a game that goes into overtime, what are you looking for, or what are you trying to learn from your team when the game is in like a sudden death situation like that?
Yeah, well, we're still 10 men down, so we didn't change anything defensively. We did try to employ at the end of regulation and then in the overtime a different attacking tactic, like maybe we could catch them on a break or get a lucky chance. So, it didn't work out. Neither team scored, and we were pretty pleased with the draw given the circumstances.
Now you're going to play Mesa again later on in the season. What are some things that you learned about this matchup that could possibly help you down the line when you face them again?
Don't get red cards.
Right.
Yeah, those never help you. I liked the way we were playing up to that point. Even though I liked the way we were playing, we started initiating some subs earlier in the half than what we may typically do. And those guys were up for the challenge and did well with it. And then the whole game turned on its head. So any plan that we thought we had and what we could take from that game and apply the next time we play Mesa, we think they'll be with 11 and we'll be with 11. So we'll go back to, looking at film about ourselves between now and then. That's, 3 or 4 weeks away. And then, we'll be looking at Mesa as well and seeing kind of where they are at that particular time. But we know them well, and they're a good program, so we'll be up for the challenge again, just like we were this game, I'm sure.
Now, when it comes to RMAC conference play, how do you treat that, or do you at all treat it differently than non-conference play? Is it kind of viewed as two separate things, a clean slate for you guys when you start RMAC play, or is it just one big thing for you guys?
Well, it's always exciting to start your conference. You know, it's opening weekend. It's teams that you're going to see more than once in a season often. Usually you end up playing one game at your place, one game at their place, so it has some different dynamics to it. But as far as the results go, all of our games count towards regional rankings. So in that way, we treat them all the same. The 4 games we played prior to starting the conference, we had played 2 nationally ranked teams. We lost both those games, but we were pretty pleased with how we played for the most part in those games. We learned a lot. We won the other 2 games and played really well doing that. So we feel like we started this particular point in the season going into the conference like in a really good place. We felt good about the quality of our training that week leading into playing Mesa on Friday and then Westminster on Sunday. And we said, you know, let's go back to our training again. We just got off the field a few minutes ago, and then we'll go back at it Wednesday and Thursday and get ready for not just this Friday and Sunday, but we've got a game on Wednesday down at UCCS. So got 3 games here in 5 days to prepare for, and as long as our preparation's good, I'll feel really good about going into those games.
Now let's talk about Sunday's victory against Westminster. You guys scored in the 13th minute on a Josh Belfridge penalty kick. Now, while Josh gets a goal, it was the play of another that doesn't get the attention. Talk about the plays that led up to that penalty kick.
Yeah, we had really established possession already, even 13 minutes into the game. We felt really good about our possession. We also felt really good about our defending higher in the field, something we've been working to improve on. And then Dimitri, a freshman, new player for us, got the ball. He's a crafty guy with the ball and beat his player in the box, and the guy stuck his leg out, took him down, and then Josh took the PK. But you're right, the plays that lead to the PK, sometimes those guys don't get some of that credit. And Dimitri's fun to watch with the ball, and he's going to be a player to watch for the season.
So with the 1-0 lead, your team continues to press. And with just a few minutes left to go in the first half, you guys get on the board again. Talk us through the goal from Sergio.
Yeah, Sergio Carvajal. Yeah, yes. I know there's like 3 different ways you can pronounce that name, isn't it? Yeah. No apologies necessary for that. So Sergio's a freshman and from Roswell, New Mexico. He's growing in the game with us already, and so we put him into the game, and we were already finding some success playing some good combinations through the center part of the field, and the coaching staff recognized it, and then we made it a note for halftime to say, you know, besides doing it wide, besides doing it on both sides, continue to probe in that part of the field and look for that, but don't necessarily like go away from doing the sides either. So we'd already had that kind of prep for our halftime, and then they got rewarded for a goal for it. So it was really easy to reinforce the success of what we were already doing because it ended in a goal, which is the ultimate reward. So, yeah, Dustin picked up the ball, played into Kevin Beck, who knocked it back to Dustin, and then Dustin put Sergio in, and Sergio had a nice little chest trap, knocked it down to his feet, and slipped it past the goalkeeper in traffic. So it was a really calm and composed finish from him, and that's great to see from such a young player.
Now, then your squad makes it 3-0 on Nate's first goal of the season. So it's 3-0. Most teams probably feel good about that lead, but before you guys could even enjoy it, less than a minute later, Westminster responds with the goal of their own. What's going through your head as you see what's going on out there?
I certainly like the build-up play that led to Dimitri's goal. The combination play and possession, and as we were coming across the field, and then his finish was quality. And as much joy as there is like getting that third one, you're like, yeah, that's a golden number in soccer to like to get 3 goals. So felt really good about that, and then didn't get to enjoy it for not even full 60 seconds. So I was pretty bothered that we gave up a goal, and to be honest, I didn't even see it. I was doing something else and talking on the bench and making notes about what just had happened, and then, you know, whatever it was, 40-something seconds later, we get scored on. And while I didn't see it, I'm mad that we got scored on because we've tried to make a big effort in our defending and not be giving up goals, and we felt like already this season we've given up too many that we didn't want to give up. So it was pretty disappointing to give that goal up. And then after I did see it on film and had some players come into my office today and say, man, coach, I watched that over and over and over last night. I couldn't even sleep. And I was like, I didn't even bother watching it because I knew it was just going to make me mad. So I waited till this morning to watch it. So nothing was going to change for me. We came in, we talked about some of those plays, and they felt like they learned from watching it and making those mistakes, and hopefully we can clean those up and not have that be the difference in games. Giving up one on that day, we could afford it. Though we gave away a PK shortly thereafter, and then they had a free kick that was kind of messed around. We saved on the line. So it was a much tighter game in some respects than the 3-1 scoreline might have predicted.
And then just staying on the topic, Coach, the Griffins continue to put pressure on you and your team. What did you do to reply to that pressure?
Yeah, they wanted to be really emotional in coming out in the second half, and we talk about that, like managing the emotions of the game. Sometimes we want it to be emotional, sometimes we don't. Sometimes we want it to be a certain way. And the guys were already in tune with the other team coming out, trying to really fight their way back in. I respect them for, they fought the whole game. They didn't quit. Full 90 minutes.
Coach, and then your goalkeeper sitting right over there, Hayden Rus, makes it a great play. What was going through your head? What made you put him in there? Or what has he shown you throughout to be your goalkeeper this season?
Yeah, I'm really pleased with our goalkeeping core. We've got 3 good players. They're good guys. They're actually roommates, believe it or not. That's really strange that you would have 3 goalkeepers in a soccer team actually all living together. But they wanted it that way, even though one of them was brand new to the team. And they are an exceptional core of guys, and it's such a unique position, as you know. Very few other people understand the uniqueness of that position separate from like the rest of the soccer game. So they have each other's backs, and James is out with injury right now. Alessandro is new, and we see good things coming in his future. Right now, Hayden's our guy, and he's our number 1. And this weekend, he was fantastic, and the team voted him Player of the Week in our team. So he played fantastic on Friday to help us get that draw against Mesa. And then Sunday, saving that PK, was a real critical, pivotal moment that had they scored that, then, it would have been game on, and we wouldn't have been able to run the game out from there.
Well, Coach, congrats on this past weekend and how well you guys played. We look forward to next weekend. Hopefully you guys can continue, and thanks for joining us today.
Yeah, thanks, Steven. Thanks, Hector. Thanks, Brandon.
Thanks, Coach.
We will send it to the first break of the show here on the Roadrunners Coaches Corner. When we come back, we will be joined by softball head coach Annie Van Wetzinga. You don't want to miss that.
Dobinson stops on a dime, now to Cortez. The Cortez beating, count the bucket, and foul.
If you can't get enough of MSU Denver sports, then you need to tune in to the Roadrunner Review. Get into the game with exclusive highlights, interviews, player stories, and of course the top plays that will have you jumping out of your seat. You can catch all the action on Comcast CET and at RoadrunnersAthletics.com.
Hey, nice shot! Great spot!
If I lose, I'll respond with respect.
If I win, I'll back it up with humility.
If I fail, I'll rise up with honor. It's tough for us to put it all on the line.
Don't undo my hard work with poor sportsmanship.
Respect. It's the name of the game.
Brought to you by your #1 volume Nissan dealer, Titans Nissan. Come in today and choose from nearly 1,200 new Nissans. Get 0% for 72 months with no payments for 90 days. During the Bottom Line event, lease the new Altima for only $149 per month. Gives you both efficiency and performance. Looking for an SUV? Then choose the all-wheel drive Rogue at just $159 per month. Also available with optional third-row seat. Bottom Line savings at Titans Nissan in Aurora and Fort Collins.
We're back here live at the Tivoli Tap House for the Roadrunners Coaches Corner. Be sure to check out roadrunnersathletics.com to keep up to date on all MSU Denver sports. Well, let's get off the fall schedule a little bit and talk some softball. Head coach Annie Van Wetzinga just finished her 3rd season with the Roadrunners. She led the squad to a 35-19 record in 2016, and they went on an incredible run to win the RMAC Tournament Championship. That allowed the team to punch their 3rd straight ticket to the NCAA tournament, and they will bring back a ton of talent to the 2017 squad to make another journey great to the big dance. We now welcome in Coach Van Wetzinga. Coach, thanks so much for joining us and taking out the time.
Thank you for having me.
How you doing tonight?
Good, doing really good.
Now, take me through fall ball, because I know you guys do some stuff during the off season when you're not in spring. What do you expect from your returning players in those situations? What do you hope to see from them, like a Serena Espinoza? What are you expecting to see from those girls?
Well, you're right. We have a lot of returners, and we've had one scrimmage already, and we have another one coming up this Saturday. And I really expect kind of what we've seen so far. They've been jumping right in with hard work and a lot of good focus, and that really helps the new players that we have. We have 4 new freshmen. But I like where the team's at right now. Obviously, it's early, and we're still working out kinks, and it's always different every year, whether you lose a lot or a little. But they're working hard, and they've had really good focus. And so, yeah, I think we just got to get everybody healthy, and we should be excited about the year.
Now, do your transfer players, your freshmen, incoming freshmen, do they also participate in that fall ball league as well? And what do you hope to see from them during that time?
Yeah, so we have 17 total players, 13 returners. We have 4 new freshmen. Everybody participates, as long as they're healthy and everything. And honestly, we try to do a lot of scrimmage and games against outside competition because we want to see players in different situations. We move people around a lot on the field, try to see what the best combination is and what might be the best fit for individuals in terms of position, and then what's the best fit overall is try to get our best players on the field.
Now, with fall ball and all that, how long does that usually last for your squad? And I guess, how do you try and kind of conserve your ladies throughout so they don't maybe overwork themselves?
We started on August 29th, and we get 24 contact days, what they call them. And so we spread things out. Like this week, we Monday, Wednesday, we lift only weights. Okay. And then Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, we'll have practice. And then Saturday, we have a scrimmage against Colby College from Kansas. So kind of depending on the week and how things work out, that kind of is a typical schedule. So there is some spreading out of things. Like this past weekend, we didn't have any practices or anything, so they had Saturday, Sunday off.
Right.
And so we spaced things out a little bit. We'll end on October 8th.
Okay.
Now, you just completed your 3rd season in the RMAC, but you're no rookie when it comes to the RMAC. You spent a few years in Golden and with Colorado School of Mines. What kind of softball does the RMAC have compared to other conferences that you've coached in the past?
The RMAC is really tough offensively. A lot of big hitters. Obviously, we have the altitude as well. That plays a factor. But it's a really athletic conference. But I think that definitely the thing we're most known for is the hitting. There's just a ton of power in really every team across the conference has power to be dealt with, and it's a big conference too.
Now, talk about the Regency Athletic Complex and how it's helped your team perform at a high level and how it's helped the program in general.
It's been amazing for the program. To go from where we were at, where we didn't have any permanent fencing, no locker rooms, and sharing space out at the old facility, to having one of the elite D2 complexes, having the hands down the best softball facility in the state and probably in close proximity region. It's just a game changer. It's really put us on the map, and recruits get excited about that. You get more people that want to come here, and we get more people and more events that want to be held here. Like people want to do camps here and host tournaments and things like that.
So the complex hosted the Division II Spring Sports Festival, where it hosted the Division II National Championship. What were some of your thoughts watching the softball talent take place right in front of you?
It was very exciting to have that. And I watched every inning of every game, and what I sat there and thought is we're not that far away. We're really close. A couple things here and there, and I think we're right there with everyone.
Now, we saw some of your athletes out there watching those softball teams go toe-to-toe. How excited were they to witness such a high level of softball, and how much do you hope that it motivates them?
I think it was definitely motivating. I know for a fact they don't like when other teams come, other Division II teams come and play on our field, and then when we host, the tournament for the national championship, I think it made them eager and motivated for sure to want to be a part of that.
And then, Coach, I know it's super early, but and things can change. But what are your thoughts so far of the upcoming season and for your players?
Excited. Like I said, we talked about we return just like all of our starters, and we have some new freshmen, 4 freshmen coming in that are doing some really nice things. So our biggest thing is we had a lot of injuries last year. We're still getting some people healthy, and I'm just eager first to get all 17 people healthy on the field and try the different combinations. But I expect us to be right there again, competing for our MAC championship and go deep into the postseason.
And then, Coach, you seem like a nice person, so you told me you're a Cardinals fan.
I'm a super nice person.
Your favorite Cardinal player of all time?
Oh, that's easy. Yadi or Molina.
Yadi?
Yeah, Yadi.
I'm a huge Dodger fan, but I can't deny that Yadi's one of the best catchers in.
He's pretty great.
Yeah, the thing he does is amazing. But
he's been doing it a long time too. I love watching him play.
I hate those Cardinals, but
that's all right. Everybody hates the winner.
Coach, thanks so much for taking out the time to help us out today. Great luck to you in the fall season, and of course in the spring. We can't wait to see what you guys do.
Well, thanks for having me, and thanks for supporting us.
Of course. Well, we will send it to one more break here on the Roadrunners Coach's Corner. When we come back, we'll be joined by Hayden Rus, goalkeeper for your men's soccer team. You don't want to miss that.
The Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference is committed to sportsmanship.
We take pride in the conduct of our student athletes and coaches.
And ask that everyone, coaches, athletes, and spectators, treat opponents and officials with respect.
We encourage you to cheer for your favorite team.
Unruly, threatening, or obscene behavior will not be condoned.
Thank you for your cooperation and support.
Being a champion takes more than skill, more than endless drills, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the heart to give it your all, the agility to thrive from any angle, and the relentless drive to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create, and the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
Hi, this is Wellington Webb, former mayor of Denver, Colorado from 1991 to 2003. I was so pleased to receive an honorary doctorate from Metro State University. It's been a great highlight of my life. And I also want to take this opportunity to say happy birthday to you on your 50th anniversary.
Are you a college student that needs a place to live? Are you still living with your parents and want your own space? The Regency Student Housing is perfect for you. The community offers many amenities such as a fitness center, 2 basketball courts, big screen amphitheater, all-you-can-eat dining hall, bowling alley, arcade, free parking, and a shuttle to and from the Auraria campus. For more information, please call 303-477-1950 or visit our website at regencystudenthousing.com.
Here live from the Tilly Tap House for the Roadrunners Coaches Corner. We had Coach Van Wetzinga and Coach Tittle join us for men's soccer. We now welcome in senior goalkeeper for your men's soccer team, Hayden Rus. Hayden, thanks so much for taking out the time, man, to join us. You were interviewed yesterday after the game. Now you're interviewed today. What's it like being the superstar of the team?
I don't know. I'm just taking it day by day.
Day by day. Well, you're doing great, man. As they say on one of the NFL shows, if you ball, you get the call. So we like having you up here. We like seeing that talent. But let's get right into it with you, man. Talk about this past weekend of games. Obviously, in the Mesa game, you guys go to extra time, 2 halves of it. And then in that Westminster game, you get a win, but they started to make a late push. First, with that Mesa game, How is it for a goalkeeper playing through all that stuff, the ups and downs in a game like that where you go to extra time?
Yeah, really, I just had to keep my focus. We ended the first half by getting a red card, so we played 10 men for the rest of the second half. And we really just went in the locker room at halftime, started, talking, figuring out what we were going to do. And I think we did a really good job of, implementing what we talked about, and we got the job done. We came out with a draw.
Now, with the draw, I mean, this may sound like a dumb question, but is it ever a good thing to draw? I mean, do you ever feel good about it? Obviously, you don't get the win, but you don't lose. You just kind of in the middle.
Probably, for that circumstance, I'd say a draw was probably, best case scenario. We did have a couple chances where we could have put the game away, but, we missed a couple shots, which, happens under pressure. So, I mean, with those circumstances, down a man, I think we did pretty well.
Now on to Sunday's game. Your squad jumps out to a 3-0 lead. Less than 1 minute later, though, Westminster answers back, so it's 3-1. Westminster has been pushing numbers, and you could feel that they were getting close to a goal. A handball takes place in the box. It's a penalty kick for the Griffins. Now, take us through the mind of a goalkeeper. What's going through your mind before the kick, during the kick, and then after you made that save?
Just before the kick, I just wanted to try and intimidate the kicker a little bit. I always stand up right at the PK spot, stare him down as I'm walking back. Just trying to remain calm a little bit. Just go back to my training. During the kick, just trying to read him, just make a good guess, and afterwards I was just really happy.
Is there anything better for a goalkeeper than a penalty save, or is earning a clean sheet like you did versus Mesa better? I mean,
I don't know. I'd be happy with either one. PK, you're not really supposed to stop, so that's definitely something really big.
And then Hayden, you come from Chandler Gilbert Community College in Arizona. How did you end up in downtown Denver? How was that process?
I actually know a couple of players on the team that I used to grow up playing with and playing against, and I came out here to do an ID camp, and I did all right. And the players were talking to the coach, and they said that you should pick him up, see how he does, and long story short, that's how I got here.
And then, do you follow international or soccer leagues from around the world?
Yeah, I do. I try to.
Who's your team?
My favorite is probably gotta be Juventus from Italy.
Oh, from Italy?
Yeah.
Can't go wrong.
Yeah, right.
Well, Hayden, thanks so much, man, for taking out the time to join us, senior goalkeeper for your men's soccer team. We can't wait to see what you guys do throughout the rest of the season. Best of luck to you.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right, well, let's see what's ahead for Hayden and the men's soccer team this week. MSU Denver will hit the short road this weekend to continue conference play. They first head to Lakewood on Friday to take on Colorado Christian with a noon start time. Then on Sunday, it will be on to Golden to take on the 2-0 Ore Diggers from the Colorado School of Mines. After being on the road last weekend, the women's soccer team will be happy to be at home of the Regency Athletic Complex. They host Adams State on Friday night at 7 p.m. So come out and support your Roadrunners or watch the game at Stretch Internet. Then on Sunday, the women's soccer team will host the Skyhawks of Fort Lewis College at noon. The volleyball team hits the road south to keep that perfect 2-0 conference mark in check. They'll take on Adams State on Friday and Fort Lewis on Saturday. Make sure to catch all the action on Stretch Internet, which can be accessed from our website at roadrunnersathletics.com. The men's tennis team heads to Wichita Falls to take on Midwestern State, while the cross-country team heads to Minnesota for a couple of meets. Well, that's going to do it for us here at the Tivoli Tap House for the Roadrunners Coaches Corner. Make sure to keep up to date on all things MSU Denver at roadrunnersathletics.com. For Hayden Rus, Coach Van Wetzinga, Coach Tittle, and Hector Venegas, and Brandon Stowell, and Eric Lansing running the camera for us, I'm Stephen Priest. We'll see you next time.